One of the most important inventions in the history is writing, because it was the beginning of a major information revolution which allowed news and ideas to be carried to distant places. This clay tablet is an example of the early writing, invented around 5,300 years ago by the Sumerians. Sumerian people established one of the most advanced civilizations in the history. Many of their inventions and beliefs are still forming part of our everyday lives. Despite all that, scholars and academic institutions claim that their language is unrelated to any known language and that it died out as spoken language around 4,000 years ago. Let's examine these views and compare this simple Sumerian sentence. Lu nudu, which means he doesn't speak, or the man doesn't speak. The sentence is almost identical in the meaning and structure in Kurdish, French, Italian, and Spanish languages. Look at the Sumerian word nuzu, which means ignorant. In Sumerian and other languages, the word consists of two elements, not, to know. As seen in Sumerian, Kurdish, Latin, Russian, Serbian, Latvian, and Czech languages. Let's look at some of the examples of the shared words among the Sumerian, Kurdish, English, French, Russian, Sanskrit, and Latin languages. The word for dark in Sumerian is da. In Kurdish is tar, tariq, in English is dark, and in Latin is atar. God of fire in Sumerian is Gur. In Kurdish, Gur is fire, and in Sanskrit, Agra is fire. The word for cry in Sumerian is gri. In Kurdish is gri, in English is cry, in Old French is kriye, and in Latin is kritare. The word for skin in Sumerian is kush. In Kurdish is kash, in Russian is koja, and in Sanskrit is koka. To see the funny side of these historical findings, the expressions of to scratch groin galur and to make love or to do it in bed, kinua aka, almost stayed the same in Kurdish language after 5,000 years. And there are thousands more examples. So the current views of the scholars and academic institutions about the Sumerians are entirely wrong. That's because the Sumerian language is Kurdish in its older form, did not die out as spoken language 4,000 years ago, and is connected with the modern Indo-European languages. The findings presented here never been suggested before. They are in fact totally new approach to understanding the ancient history and the origin of the Indo-European languages. Therefore, the implications of these findings are so significant that they can fundamentally change our understanding about ancient history. In fact, we must rewrite history, and that's what I precisely did. My name is Soran Hamarash, a writer, historian, and linguist. I dedicated many years of my life to writing a history based on archaeological, genetic, linguistic, historical, and other evidence in a book called The Lost and Untold History of the Kurds. This book shows that what is currently called ancient history is a narrative. Its foundation was mainly set by the colonial academic institutions to serve political and ideological agendas. It demonstrates that the key to understanding the ancient history is the Kurd. And without understanding their history, the origin of Western civilization and that of the Indo-European languages will remain unknown. Reading this book will forever change your views about the world.